Welcome back. This is the Intel here on ENCA. At the bottom of 4, these are the stories we are tracking for you. The Police Minister Begicele says there is no need for soldiers to be deployed daily at police stations. He says there are security measures in place to secure the polls.
Decision taken by the JCPS cluster is that ideally, election should not be the issue of security, including the police. It would be nice, it would be good one day to have elections minus the police or any form of security. People go there, vote and go back home. But the Constitution then instructs the police what to do, instructs the soldiers what to do. The work that is supposed to be done here should be done by the police. Therefore, the soldiers are assisting to release the police from things that should be doing so that they come close to the elections. The call is that SANDF do not come close to the stations, allow the police to do it. Therefore, they will take the areas that might be problematic if not taken care of. One of those areas will be your toll gates. You know the issue of Umoy River. Police will guard there, but soldiers will go there so that they release the police to go and do the election work. Things like your power stations, they need to be guarded. Things like your port, they need to be guarded. So soldiers will be there. Soldiers might be called to act and respond if there are disaster issues like your weather. This weather in this province these days is not very good and not very predictable. Weather is a human disaster, burning and all, they will be called. But we want to make elections democratic as it and take security element out of it. But that does not mean that if somebody does something that is not supposed to be done, police will act and protect the integrity of the elections.
All right, it seems he is talking about both police stations, police officers, as well as polling stations within that context. Well, at the same time, Cele says voting stations in Mkambatini in KwaZulu-Natal will be open for the local government elections tomorrow. 8 voting stations in the local municipality of Umgungundlovu district in that province failed to open on the first day of special voting because IEC officials had been threatened by community members. They demand that a chief in Nyamvu area should be reinstated after he was recently removed. Cele says people must come and cast their vote and that they are in safe hands.
Thanks for the people that have vision. We have many members of the South African police that have been trained as presiding officer and officers of IEC, so that when chips are down and things can't happen from their side, they can be utilized to make sure that the elections don't stop. And those that they want to go and exercise their right, they continue. For instance, the Provincial Commissioner and IEC, they have spoken about the Campertown. What is happening in Campertown, most of the IEC people are local people. So they are scared that if they force and when things are done, everybody's gone, they might be attacked. Therefore, it will be easy for IEC to come to the Provincial Commission and tap in that skill that has been put there when those people were trained. We expect that to happen and that the police take over there. They preside after they've been appointed by the IEC, but they have the necessary skill to do that. So those contingents, that vision was there in both IEC and the police and those that they deal with the election. So we're ready to do that.
Police Minister Begicele there. Let me take you to the Eastern Cape, where the ANC in Nelson Mandela Bay says it expects a good voter turnout in the local government elections. That's despite poor attendance in special voting this past weekend. The Nelson Mandela Bay mayor says the lower turnout indicates people are tired of the ANC's empty promises. Here's ENCA's Govan Whittles, who caught up with him earlier on.
Special votes continue in Gqeberha, and right now in KwaMagxaki we have a runoff between the ANC and the DA. This area is dominated by the ANC. The party managed to win it in 2016, even as voter turnout in this area was low and there was some unhappiness about its candidates. Let's speak to the ward councillor candidate in this area now to get a sense of how the people may perform, but also what's expected after the election. Mr. Olani Noche, thank you so much for your time. Olani, so how are you feeling about the election and the ANC's prospects in this area?
Thank you for having me. We are expecting to have a good turnout. People have got that trust in the ANC. They believe in the candidate and they believe in the renewal project. With those as our pillars going forward, we believe we are going to perform very well.
Why are you confident about the turnout this time, considering the divisions which have plagued this area and unhappiness in the community about the candidates?
We've managed to go out to the people and talk about the issues. We talk about that which unites us, that which divides us, we put aside. That's why we are confident.
All right, thank you so much. That's Mr. Olani Noche, and he's confident about the turnout on Monday, but the turnout for the special vote so far has been terrible, as it's recorded between 10 and 30% for people actually arriving at the voting stations, while it's up to about 50% for the home visits by the IEC. Let's discuss this turnout and its possible implications with the Democratic Alliance's mayoral candidate, Ngaba Banga. He's also the current executive mayor. Ngaba, thank you so much for your time. What do you think about the turnout for the special vote so far?
It shows that in ANC historical strong areas, the people of the ANC do not want to go out. It's a good sign that the people are beginning to say we reject the ANC. We're going to see it clearly tomorrow when they reject it totally. And I'm telling you, they are going to collapse because it's a sad election for the ANC, because the ANC have broken everything in this city town, including this wall. If you watch it, this wall that is here, under their administration, this wall just collapsed brick by brick. They have not done anything. We're about to fix this wall, put security in this wall. Therefore, the people in Nelson Mandela reject a broken ANC, which have broken our city and broken everything. Now, you are going to see that the DA supporters and those who want to, it's going to be as diverse as possible. Unlike I'm standing here in this ward 30, the ANC have lost it before. To the UDM, we've seen growth in this unit that I am. There's a growth of ANC DA support here. The DA support is the middle class teachers and nurses here. There's a lot of growth on our support. And I'm confident that they know what we've done. We've changed lights here. We've fixed potholes. We have sponsored the neighborhood watch, because we get things done and the ANC breaks all those things.
Right, thank you so much, Mr. Nocho. Well, one thing is clear, that it's going to be a problem for the next administration and the next ward councillor that's going to come in here. Mr. Banga is hoping to return as the mayor, and Mr. Noche is hoping to come in as the ward councillor. But whether that will happen will depend on the turnout in this area and the voters, some of whom will be casting their special votes today. Govan Whittles, KwaMagxaki, Gqeberha.
Govan, thank you for that reporting. Let's move on to this now. It's all systems go, we are told, for the IEC in the Northern Cape ahead of the municipal elections. The special voting weekend has largely gone off without a hitch, with some logistical issues causing minor delays on day one. Over 93,000 people applied for a special vote in that province. Here's ENCA's Monique Motlock with that story.
We're in the province with the smallest electorate in the country at over 623,000 registered voters casting their ballots at 728 voting stations. The IEC in the Northern Cape says the special voting weekend started off a bit shakily as some voting stations didn't open on time due to logistical issues. But day two seems to have gone a lot smoother.
This time around, it's much better, it's so much more improved, and this gives us an indication of what to expect. Out of the 621 stations, the majority of them opened on time. We have a few, and there were reasons why they couldn't open on time as well. But it's all systems go for us. We are ready.
The IEC says it's prepared for any eventuality on election day.
Although we don't have hotspots in the province, we've also contracted men of the cloth, about 28 of them, right across the 26 municipalities. Should there be electoral conflict that arise, and we would like to believe that they would make a difference in those areas. So from the Commission's point of view, I don't think we can be better prepared as what we currently are.
The special votes will remain in sealed packages, only to be counted after voting stations have closed on Monday, along with the other votes. Monique Mortlock, Kimberley.
From Kimberley to Plettenberg Bay, where political parties say the local government election is not free and fair. Several smaller parties have made allegations of vote rigging against the African National Congress. The parties accuse IEC officials of allowing ANC members to be in the vicinity where special votes were being kept. ENCA's Ronald Masinda has that story.
The economic freedom fighters and other political parties claim they caught ANC officials red-handed inside the Patoi municipality. They say not only are IEC ballot papers kept there, but no political party should use state resources during an election.
In the same building that the IEC ballot papers and all other material are there. They are running their party logistics in the same building that IEC is keeping its ballot papers. We tried to inquire on this. When the IEC was responding to those allegations, they said that they were consulting with the municipal manager, but the municipal manager himself was not there in the offices.
Political parties shut down the premises, with further investigations into these allegations expected to continue.
They are allowing for us to perceive these local elections not being free and fair, because they can't be in the same space where the ballot papers are.
Neither the ANC or the IEC were available for comment. Meanwhile, political parties in Plettenberg Bay and Knysna reported a good voter turnout during special voting. Ronald Masinda in Plettenberg Bay.
So we're building up to the panel discussion that we will have with the leadership of the current metros. Several of them, including the mayor of Ekurhuleni, Mzwandile Masina, will be reflecting on what has happened during their tenure. And that conversation is coming up at 5 p.m. We are scheduled to have a representative from the metro in eThekwini, as well as the DA's leadership in Nelson Mandela Bay. Ngababanga will be part of that conversation, and we will bring you that a bit later on, so do look forward to that. This is the Intel. I'm back with more news coverage for you around elections in the next few minutes.